Hello. The weather transitions this week from mild and settled to mild and unsettled, with low pressure by the end of the week firmly in charge. That low across northern Scotland bringing spells of strong winds and heavy rain. Further south, high pressure slips away by Friday, but that high pressure still with us as we start the week. Here's how Tuesday looks. High pressure over the continent. It's really dominated the weather during recent days and weeks, especially in the south, and it will continue to exert its influence on Tuesday. This time bringing a drier airflow from the south and some mild weather with it as well. But having said it's going to be mild, there will be a touch of frost around first thing, especially across eastern parts of England. Some fog patches to clear away. They'll clear away around mid-morning. And then, after a few showers across West Wales, actually for much of England and Wales, it's a bright day. Plenty of sunshine breaking through as we pull in that drier air from the south. But for Western Scotland, Northern Ireland, a few showers continuing into the afternoon, where it will also be fairly breezy. However, this breeze, given that it's coming from the south, will widely bring temperatures of 11 to 13 Celsius, but we could even see 14 or 15 Celsius on the North Devon coast, North Wales coast as well, because the wind will be drying out and warming up as it moves over the higher ground to the south. So unusually high temperatures for the time of year. And although it's going to be mild on Tuesday, there's still the potential for a touch of frost towards the southeast on Wednesday, with lighter winds here. Further northwest, the winds pick up and some spells of rain move in as this cold front approaches from the west. Now, this cold front is holding back the Atlantic-driven weather, which will come to dominate for the second half of the week. This high moving away and losing its influence across the UK. But for one more day still, some frost and fog to begin things in the southeast and plenty of sunshine across central and eastern England into the afternoon. The cold front I mentioned, that's going to bring some blustery and wet weather across Western Scotland and Northern Ireland before it peters out as it pushes into central parts of the UK by the afternoon. Just some drizzly stuff associated with it by this stage. 14 Celsius ahead of that with some bright weather. To the west of the front, showers and a gusty breeze, making it feel colder, but still temperatures fairly widely across the UK, above average for the time of year. Then a succession of weather fronts waiting to move in for the second half of the week. And really into Thursday, the first of these brings a spell of moderate rain across England and Wales as we start off things in the morning. Some rain for southern Scotland and Northern Ireland as well. But northern Scotland actually a bright start, and that's where the brightest and driest weather will be on Thursday. A bit colder here, but elsewhere across the UK, extensive low cloud, the rain turning to drizzle, so a damp day for many, particularly over west and southern hills. But with the breeze coming from the southwest, it's going to be mild, 12 or 13 Celsius widely across England and Wales, 9, 10 Celsius for Scotland and Northern Ireland, although northern Scotland a bit colder. Then the main event of this week's weather, a deepening area of low pressure on Thursday night. It's being picked up by the jet stream, and there's still some uncertainty about its depth and track, so we can't put precise wind speeds on it just yet. But it looks likely that it's during the early hours of Friday that the winds will peak, and that the strongest winds will be across the northern half of the UK. Northern Scotland, yes, but also over the higher parts of Scotland and northern England. The wind will be really bouncing over those hills and leading to some gusty conditions downwind of the hills as well for eastern Scotland and northeast England. So some tricky travelling conditions, I suspect, especially for northern parts of the UK as we start off Friday. A spell of heavy rain moving through as well. By the morning, actually, that rain's sinking south across England and Wales, where winds will be brisk but not as strong as further north. And through the day, the winds very slowly moderate, so it looks like it's going to stay blustery, but not quite as windy as the overnight period. 8 to 10 Celsius in the north are those temperatures dropping away through the day as brighter skies arrive, but a northwesterly airflow and some showers move in. Further south, we keep the mild conditions, a lot of cloud, some outbreaks of rain, 12 to 14 Celsius. Then a ridge of high pressure starts to move back in for later Friday and into the start of the weekend. This high building back in again, shifting the focus for these areas of low pressure and their weather fronts to the north of the UK. So although it's going to be changeable and there'll be further spells of rain, especially for northwest Scotland as we go into the weekend, further south, not a great deal of rain and not quite as windy. So it's back to high pressure to the south, lower pressure to the north, changeable, but nothing too severe for the weekend.